Hi, everyone. Welcome to, shoot, what number are we at? 5? Welcome to session 5 of Chaos Take the World. When we last left our heroes, they had just met with Sir Tiffy to discuss various possible locations for other artifacts. They ultimately agreed to go after a Cathixian artifact and went to Taverley to discuss it with the Druids. There they met Cake Mix, the leader of the Druids, who had suggested to them that there was an auction over in Burthrop that they could go to find the Cathixian relic. They then went into the games room and spent some time playing around and looking for it, and ultimately, one of the party was able to sneak into the secret uh, doorway and access the treasure room, stealing on top of the relic a few other things, only to be ambushed by by a mysterious assassin who he managed to escape from. Now the group has returned to Falador and plans to set off through Port Sarum to go to the dig site to see if they can find the relic of the Empty Lord. It's now morning, and in the Rising Sun Inn, after a delicious long rest, the gang is all set to wake up. Um, so, what do you guys want to do now that you're setting off? Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what I would want to do.
Uh, I wake up and as I would start drinking.
Understandable. Please roll me a con save with advantage.
Will do. Um, with advantage. 9.
You're drunk.
Oh, morning, yeah. Oh, are we ready to set out for the day, or
Really, first thing in the morning, drinking.
this is
What else would you
the
expect?
mine advertisement, boy? He wouldn't follow up. He would just say that.
Clyde would just look at him and then he would just look away.
So, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah, go down to the archaeology guild in Varrock.
Alright, so. Let's go then.
Sorry.
All right. So, are you guys still fine with going through Port Sarum to get to Varrock and Niflheim as a whole?
Yeah, I believe that's the plan.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So you guys start making your way to the east along the main road. As you're passing by Falador Park, you see Sir Tiffy, who waves to you guys just as a way of saying goodbye from his little bench. You also see a number of people gathered around a plaque of sorts in the park, laying flowers down. Um, and yeah, unless you guys want to take a closer look there, You just keep heading, following the main path to the southern gate.
Yeah, I would like to see what's going on here.
Alright. As you get closer to the park, you see that there's like a large group of people, some dressed in black, some not, mostly just paying respect and laying flowers down at this plaque. As you get closer to the plaque, you see it says, "In memory of those who died during the Falador massacre." And you see there's quite a lot of flowers.
I just take off my hat, put it towards my chest, stand there in silence for a few seconds, then go away.
Harbrock looks towards the plague as she's walking by, and she looks towards the rest of you, and she goes, "What happened here? Why people gather around stone on the ground?"
As a form of paying respect to fallen people who have died. That is also why they're putting flowers there on the ground there.
Me see. What happened?
I don't know the exact specifics, but I believe there was some kind of massacre.
Massacre?
Massacre, it's when a large amount of people get killed.
She looks over at the plague while following the group, interested to know more of the story. She just continues on and follows the group, though mostly focused on the mission.
Maybe once we get back from Varrock back to Falador, we can ask Sir Tiffy about it to know more specifics.
She nods and goes, "If not, me no care that much. Me just interested to know backstory."
Yeah, I'm interested in it too, so that's why I suggested that we could ask about it later.
Following suit with the crowd, Luke would kind of approach the plaque and kind of have his head down, all kind of solemnly, and then similar to like a Christian, so to speak, he would, do the Armaldil equivalent of like the hand motions, the Father, Son,
Yep.
Holy Spirit thing.
So instead of doing a cross, you would flap your wings.
Let's go.
Well, actually, it'd probably be more like a U, essentially tracing the armadillo symbol along your chest then. Which, for everyone's understanding, the symbol of armadillo is kind of like a pair of upward wings, making kind of like a U shape.
Sergeant Murphy would go over to the plaque.
Hold up, Sergeant, your microphone is very, very low. You might want to get close to it or speak louder.
Low? Like, you can't hear me?
Once again, Sergeant Murphy is having audio issues. Please give us one moment.
Is that any better at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's still low.
Hold on, let me turn it up.
I assumed you've already cranked him to like 200% on your end.
Yeah, mine's like all the way up, and he's still pretty quiet.
My output and stuff is all the way up.
Try talking again. I'm gonna try to use user volume and see if that works on my end. Just hopefully you're not that loud later on.
Hello.
All right, that
It-
works.
I'm-
That works.
It doesn't.
There we go. Let me try changing it like this. A little bit.
That's working for you, yes.
Okay. Okay, so Sergeant Murphy would go over to the plaque and he would pour a little bit of alcohol on the ground, pouring one out for them. Rest in peace, y'all.
Luke would look to the sergeant and give a I don't suppose you're gonna now pay yourself for pouring out the alcohol, much like I had to pay you for lighting it on fire.
I got some to spare for the dead.
He'd nod once and fair enough.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything before we start making our way out?
Not me.
Nope.
Respect's paid. Let's get out of here.
All right. So you guys leave the park. You're heading to the south gate. So far, so good. The guards wave you off as you head through the southern gate, and you start making your way to Port Sarum. As you walk in, you see some highwaymen just loitering around the crossroads ahead. They look at you guys. They think for a second. They're like, "Nah, they're not gonna bother you." Let's see. As you're walking to your left is a farm. You see some chickens walking around in a coop. And on your right, you see mostly a forest, but you also see a similar glowing you guys saw in the forest north of Falador, to the body altar. And then you guys make it to the crossroads. The sign there says that if you go to your left, you'll pass through Port Sarum. If you go to your right, you'll be on your way to Rimington. So I assume you guys are going to continue along the way to Port Sarum?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, sir.
All right. So then you guys make it to Port. You guys start working to Port Sarum. So do you guys want to actually go into Port Sarum for a bit? It's kind of like around midday now. So do you guys want to enter like Port Sarum itself, or do you want to keep on your way to Draenor Village?
I don't think I need to go to Port Sarum for anything. Unless anybody else needs to do something. I'm good to continue on.
While pissing off my former boss would be nice, I believe we should just get going.
Yeah, I don't have a reason to stop either.
All right. Thought I just checked since I know you guys wanted to talk about making some money or something.
Oh yeah.
I did forget about that.
All right. So you guys end up going. So unless somebody wants to change my mind and do a job here in Port Sarum or something, you guys continue on into towards Draenor, and you'll notice that immediately as you pass through the gate, it's like a lot darker in Draenor Village. It's very overcast in this part of the world, and you notice that like it only starts as soon as you like pass through the little past the wall thing that separates Asgarnia from Misfalin. But you continue along the path and pass by Draenor. Because of this, while you know it's like midday when you got to Port Sarum, you can tell it's probably still a little bit midday as you eventually reach Draenor Village. But you continue to go along the path, and you start passing through some farms, and you see some windmills. And by the time it's getting close to dark, you arrive in Lumbridge. For those who are here for the first time, Lumbridge is a simple town. You see a castle where where you think that a lot of the leaders for Lumbridge are. You see an inn, and then you also see the River Lum that goes along the way and the bridge that leads to the other side. So where would you guys like to go for the night?
Never been to Lumbridge before. I don't know the lay of the land. Anyone ever been here before?
Home sweet home. I was born here.
Well then, Luke, you should probably know where to stay the night.
Well, I suppose I could try the old family farm, or we could always stop by the local pub.
Be interested to see any relatives of yours.
Hell
Mama
yeah.
and Papa Luke.
Relatives I did not account for. Let's go.
You want to just make one up?
Hell yeah.
All right, Luke, you remember that your Uncle Steve lives here. He works for Bob's axe shop, and you know that he lives not too far from the River Lum bridge. Sorry, not too far from the bridge across the River Lum. Actually, right next to the church. So you start leading your friends there. You eventually come to a relatively small house, not exactly huge, but it looks like it probably will have enough space for you guys to crash the night here. The lights are on, but the door is closed. How do you want to get his attention?
Luke, do you want me to pick the lock, or are you gonna knock?
I wonder what he's up to. It's been a minute. He would knock heavy on the door, just duh. Uncle Steve, if you're in there and not possessed, say something that isn't creepy.
Something that isn't creepy.
Yep, he ain't possessed.
Yes, as you say that, the door opens and you see a 7-foot-tall man who you can see a little bit of Luke in him, but you mostly just see a very distinctive face. Well. Look who decided. Ooh, look what the cat's dragged in. How you doing, my young friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just out on the road with a few, people.
I can see that. Let me guess, you need a place to stay for the night and don't want to use the inn.
Oh, Steve, you know me so well.
To be honest, I can read you like a book. Anyway, come on in. I was just getting dinner ready.
Clyde would turn to the others and ask, Did you guys expect him to be so tall?
Well, yeah, kinda. Just look at Luke, like, the man's a mountain. Like, his family's probably also gonna be tall as fuck.
Hobrock goes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Expecting-
Sorry, go ahead, Sergeant.
I was expecting a tiny little grandma.
He
How
said
Brock
hungry, you
goes,
dumbass.
Hobrock goes. Me no expect anything. You humans sometimes look alike.
As you guys come in, you see a rather simple little you see a little what's the word for it? Little parlor with some chairs and stuff, and then you see the kitchen next to the dining room, and you see it's a relatively small table. You guys are gonna have to like squish in, but Steve pulls out 5 more bowls and fills them up with some delicious stew, and lays it out on the table with some spoons. All right, sit down, eat up. Can I get anything to drink? I got water and Dragon's Bitter.
Dragon? Sorry. Dragon. What now?
Dragon's Bitter. Yeah, they mostly make it over in Kandarin. Pretty good stuff.
It
I'll
be.
take the alcohol.
It be that. It be that old call.
Yep. He he goes over to a keg and fills it up with some of this bright red liquid that foams to the top to form the beer, and he puts it on the table for the sergeant to drink. Yep, it's some good old alcohol.
She looks at it and she goes, "Me want some."
Yeah, I
All
would
right,
like
then.
a cup too, sir.
All right, and starts pouring up some cups. Luke, you want one too?
Hell yeah.
All right. Anyway, he
I
starts.
pour a little bit of it into my stew and stir.
God damn it, Sergeant. Anyway, he lays some stuff out, and then he turns to Clyde. All right, do you want some Dragon's Bitter too, or would you like just some water?
Sure, I'll take some.
All right, full house. And he pours 2 more glasses, one for himself and one for Clyde. After he puts the one for Clyde down on the table, he sits down and starts eating. So you guys are free to dig in, and if you do, you notice that it's a delicious stew with lots of nicely cooked potatoes, carrots, and some caramelized onions.
So,
Bob
Expect
brought-
anyone related.
Sorry, go ahead. So you guys first.
I didn't expect anyone related to Luke to know how to cook.
What made you have that idea?
I mean, look at y'all. 7 foot, muscly men.
Well, we can't exactly control our biology. But what we can do is invest our time and energy into learning new trades. In fact, Luke's a bit of the run of the litter.
Harbrock, not knowing any table side manners, proceeds to just get the stew first and starts gulping it down. Just drops it on the table, probably spattering like a few stew, having stew running down her mouth. Grabs the cup of dragon. What was it? Dragon spike?
Dragon's Bitter.
Oh, alright. Dragon ale, and she goes and she just starts gulping it down as well.
Luke, I know I'm not supposed to judge, but where'd you find this one? He motions to Hobrock.
It sort of just tagged along after visiting a goblin village. Haven't really asked any questions.
Alright. You might want to sit her down and tell her to slow down when she eats. She's gonna get a stomachache.
No, stomachache. You should see her choke on some meat.
Hobrock?
Is that an innuendo? Or like, do you mean like actual meat?
No, I mean, she's actually choked on meat.
Alright, you might, yeah, so that just means you may want to show her how to chew her food then. That's a handful.
Hobrock, look at me. Frank would motion to Hobrock to catch her attention, probably just snap his fingers in front of her face.
You're gonna speak a little bit louder. You sound very low. What the hell is going on with the user volume now?
Is this better? I put the mic closer.
Alright, try talking again.
Hello.
Alright,
Sounds
there
good to
we go.
me.
There we go.
Frank would just say Hobrak, and to catch her attention, he would just snap his fingers in front of her face like 2 times. Look at me.
She just
You
looks at
take.
you. She looks at you while she's just finished drinking her ale. Goes, hmm?
So, when you eat stew, you don't gulp it down like a savage. You go. Fuck, I did the wrong voice. You go and you just take this thing. It's called a spoon, and you put it in. You see how a little bit of the stew and some stuff from the stew stays in it. You go and put that in your mouth and eat. You don't drink it.
Why?
I don't know why. It's just how you're supposed to do it. It's basic fucking manners.
Man?
This might seem like a weird question, but what do you orcs normally eat?
Sorry, what was that, Clyde? I was trying to process what you were saying, but it just didn't come in.
I said, I don't know if this is a strange or offensive question or not, but what do you orcs normally eat?
We normally eat meat. Any meat. Cow meat, sheep meat, human meat.
Wait, hold up there. Did you say human?
Yes, we sometimes eat human.
That's a little bit worrying.
What? You eat other beings too? What's difference?
We eat animals, not others.
To orcs, you also animal. Food.
I look at.
Me won't eat you. You're friends.
I would just. Frank would just look at Luke's Uncle Steve and just say in a hushed tone, can I please just get a place to sleep somewhere a little bit away from our orc friend?
I think I'll have her crash on the couch.
Alright, thank you.
She proceeds to just starts gulping down on the stew again, and then gulping down on the drink again.
Unfortunately, Hobrock, because of your gulping and your chugging, you now have a stomach ache.
Hobrock can endure. She has faced worse punches in the stomach, but you do see her just puts it down, lean back on her on the stool a bit or chair, and she just rubs her stomach, slightly forcing herself to burp.
This is why you slow down. You know, take your time. Actually taste the food you're eating.
She looks at you and goes, me still like food. Me still taste food. Me just always hungry.
Yeah, but you see, if you eat it too fast, it's not gonna fill you up as much as if you slow down and take your time. Like, if you just eat it like in one big gulp or something, you're not actually going to feel full.
Me will consider that.
Please do, for your sake, if anything. Anyway, so yeah, once you guys finish up with the food and whatnot, Steve will start cleaning up. All right, Brock, you can sleep on the couch tonight. The rest of you, I think I have enough space for you guys to sleep upstairs.
Sir, would you need help with the cleaning up? I took a job as a bartender and a server in a bar in Port Sarim, so I'm kind of good at it.
All right, well, since you've offered so nicely, if you could clean the dishes and whatnot, that'd be great.
Hobrock looks around. what is... what was that you said? Couch or sofa?
Couch.
What is cooch?
First of all, don't pronounce it like that. Secondly, it's this, and he goes over to the couch in the parlor. Should have enough room for you, and should be decently comfy for the night.
She looks at it and she just... She looks at it. It looks like chair put together.
Well, yeah, no, the main way it's supposed to work is as just a chair, but if you need somebody to sleep down on it, it'll work just fine. You just got to make sure not to roll off.
Albrook just sits down and then she tries laying down, but you can see that she first struggles to find a proper position until she finally gets it. We're having one leg on the hand of the sofa and the other leg on the... God, I forgot what it's called now. The back of the sofa, the head.
The tall part.
Yeah, she's just sleeping there like a lazy couch potato now. She's just laying there like a lazy couch potato. That's all I can call it now.
Frank would just quickly wash the dishes, put them in the what do you call it in English? The place when you put them to dry.
Oh, a drying rack.
Yeah. Then just go over towards Steve and just say, "All finished up, sir."
Thank you very much. All right, let me lead you guys upstairs. So you guys can get some rest. So he takes you upstairs, and you see that there's a couple rooms up here. He leads. Let's see. He takes Luke to one guest room. I'm pretty sure you remember this place, Luke, when you stayed over. It has not changed since your childhood.
Oh.
Uncle Steve, can I buy some of that dragon bitter off of you?
Afraid not. But if you want to take the rest of the keg that we used today, you're free to have it.
No, I'll take that.
Yeah, just I ask that you drink responsibly, sir.
Always do.
I doubt that. Anyway, he leads the rest of you to this side room, which has about 3 beds. And this is my guest room. The 3 of you can stay here.
Alright, thank you, sir. And Frank would just basically almost chomp on the bed.
Alright, now, get some rest, everyone. This looks like you had quite a journey to get here. And I guess I'll see you guys in the morning.
Good night, sir.
Before
good
Albrook
night.
goes to sleep, she's gonna read one of those books that she got from the Varrock library. I guess the one the basic learn how to read book. So she's gonna take like, I guess maybe an hour or 2 just trying to read through them.
All right, roll me a roll me a intelligence check.
I got a 13 because of the minus
All right.
1.
Yep. You in the hours you spend, you manage to learn the alphabet. You have a decent understanding of what all the letters look like in the common language. You also manage to know how to spell the word meat.
All right. And I guess after that slight headache that she gets from an hour or 2, she just puts the book down and probably falls asleep.
All right. Anything else the rest of you guys want to do before going to bed?
Luke would play with his old childhood wooden toy boat just a little bit before setting it down and knocking out.
You gain 1 morale.
Morale? What?
Yep. 1 morale. Unfortunately, we are not playing Disco Elysium, so sadly that means nothing, but you feel a kind of warmth inside.
Speaking of innuendos, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Anyway, I assume the rest of
Well.
you guys just... Oops, sorry. What were you gonna say?
no, go ahead.
I was gonna ask if the rest of you guys are ready just to go to bed.
Frank would already
ready.
be knocked out cold.
All right. So, yeah. So the night passes without any difficulties, and you guys wake up the next morning. After a lovely long rest, you'd find Steve in the kitchen preparing some breakfast. Some of you can probably smell the cooking eggs and whatnot. So how do you guys want to wake up?
Halbrock does not wake up yet. She's still just. I just want to make it funny. For those of you who are light sleeper, you're probably woken up several times by Halbrock's loud snoring. But she's still asleep, making the very loud.
When Frank
He
wakes
would
up,
wake
he
up
would...
and
Go, Sarge.
oh, it's okay. When Sergeant wakes up, he would get some of his newfound dragon bitter and take a little drink of that.
When Frank wakes up, he would just say, "Who the fuck is mowing the lawn today? Or this early in the morning?"
Luke pushes open the door to his guest room, and he's like, "I don't know, but they're making it really hard to play fucking Battleship in here."
Wait, they're playing that Battleship?
What?
You're playing Battleship?
Oh yeah, I mean I got these. No, don't worry about it. Why is she so loud?
I don't fucking know, but I'm interested in you playing Battleship.
Okay, first we wake up Hobrak, then we can come and play with my boats later.
Hell yeah! Frank would just put on his head, put on his newfound glasses, put on his boots, and sprint down, slap Hobrak on the head to wake her up, and then sprint back up to play boats.
Alright, so you guys are going downstairs to wake up Hobrock or something?
I said when I wake up, I put on my hat, glasses, boots. I run down, slap Hobrak on the head to wake her up, then run back up. To
Does
play
that wake Hobrock
with
up?
chips.
Not really. You smacked, like you just slap her. She just goes.
Does it make her snore louder?
What was that? What now? What's that? What now?
Does it make her snore louder?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, thank this. I go towards Steve and ask him, do you have a bucket?
Of course, I have a bucket
A
with
metal one?
emotions. No, wooden. Why would I? Why would you make a bucket out of metal? They'll rust way too quickly.
Well, it depends on the kind of metal. But no, it's gonna work with a wooden bucket, just gonna use it in a different way. I go, fill the bucket up with water, bring it towards Homebrew, and just pour a little bit on her face so it doesn't splash around the whole living room.
That would wake her up. As you pour a little bit on her face, she just shakes it off a bit and wakes up. She goes, she looks around and she looks at you, Frank, and looks at the bucket of water, and she starts frowning a bit.
Wakey, wakey. Anyways, I'm off to go. I put the bucket where I found it and run back upstairs to play with ships.
And so you and Luke play with with the ships.
Yes, I believe so.
And Hobrock will remember this. Watch your back.
Now Homebrew has changed her mind. She is gonna eat Frank if she can.
You
So
want some
just-
dragon bitter in the morning?
Sorry, what was that, Sergeant?
Said, hey, Clyde, you want some dragon bitter this morning? I say, holding out my little bit of dragon bitter for Clyde.
Hobrock just stretches and goes, me no drink now. Me drink later. And she goes and she sniffs the air and goes, me smell good food.
Yeah, making some delicious. I got some fried eggs. I've got some omelets. Which would you like? A little bit of both?
Me never had eggs cooked. Me eat eggs with shells.
That sounds painful. All right. He puts a little bit of the omelet, a fried egg, and then he also puts some crispy potatoes on a plate and puts it down on the table for you to eat. Now, I'm just gonna have to suggest you use this. He gives you a fork and a knife, and I want you to carefully stab the things that you want to eat with the fork. That's this pointy one. And if it's too big to pick up easily, you use the knife to cut it. And here's the important part. Be gentle.
Hobrock looks at him, nodding. Oh, me think me got it. So, you know how engineers or computer techs are like usually have their elbow high up and they're just using their first finger and their thumbs to like poke at things that they need to poke at. That's Hobrock right now with a knife and the fork, gently stabbing and gently cutting her eggs or potatoes. Slowly. You can see she's going very slowly and gentle, not knowing how to be gentle, but she's trying. She'll eventually go on ahead and just take a bite of the eggs first, and slowly chewing like recommended, and slowly swallowing, and she goes, me never had eggs like this. It's good. Next time me find eggs, me cook them.
Yeah, there's a few different ways you can cook them. You can just like crack the egg open and use one of these things. He motions to the skillet he's using, and you can fry the egg. That's the
open?
Yeah, let me show you. He finishes up the eggs he's done, and then he takes a little bit of butter, puts it on the skillet, melts it around in there, and then he takes one of the eggs he has, he taps it a little on the side, and then one deft motion opens. Or no, sorry, he doesn't do that. He just takes the two sides of an egg, like he picks an egg on two sides, and then just carefully opens it up, and you see the egg contents spill out onto the skillet. He then puts the eggs into the eggshell into a little bucket, then starts just cooking it, leaving it to stand there. And then after a little bit, he'd flip it over carefully to fry it on the other side. And then once he's done, he puts it onto a plate with some other eggs. And he says, and that's how you do it.
She looks and she nods, and I guess she gained 1 level in cooking, going from a -1 to a 0.
Nah. Congratulations.
Jokes aside, she does look and she nods. She goes, interesting. Me now know how to make eggs like that. Okay.
Delicious egg. Anyway, you get to it takes you a little while to actually finish your eggs since you're being so careful and whatnot, but by the time you're done, you see that you've managed to eat everything on the plate. You enjoyed the omelet, which had a little bit of cheese built into it, or cooked into it, which gives it a nice little gooey feeling to it. You enjoy the fried egg, and you enjoy some nicely salted potatoes. So do any of you guys want to come down and have some breakfast as well? Or is it just going to be Hobrock enjoying it all?
I'd come down, but I'd be just drinking mostly.
Hmm.
Luke would be upstairs with the toy battleships and Frank, and he'd look at him and say, perhaps we should agree to stop fighting and have a truce here and get some food.
Alright. Let's call it a truce, even though I was winning. Let's go get a bite.
He'd head downstairs to join the others and get some breakfast.
Frank would do the same.
All right, you guys have the option of a fried eggs, omelet, or crispy potatoes. What would you guys like?
Heaping
man.
amounts of crispy potatoes.
All right, enjoy.
Mr. Steve, could I get an omelet and some of those potatoes?
All right, enjoy your potatoes. Do you want any egg, or you good?
I believe an omelet is an egg. But
Oh, sorry. I thought you said potato. Oh, sorry. I
yeah,
didn't hear the omelet part.
and some eggs,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You find the omelet. It has cheese and tomato in it.
Hell yeah. Frank would dig in, and after he finishes, he would say, "That's some good food you cooked there, Mr. Steve."
Thank you very kindly.
Ooh, so Steve, you're still at the egg shop, yeah?
Yep. I've actually made to what do you call me? Assistant supervisor, even though I'm the only one still working there with him.
Well, he's still making you work your way up. How long you been there again?
Let's see. I think it's. How old are you again, Luke?
Down I'm 25.
Let's see. I think I've been working there since you were 15, so it's been 10 years.
Well, how's business?
Well, thankfully, everyone needs a good axe. The business is good.
You get any odd orders?
One time someone just asked for like a bronze axe head. Not like just the axe head by itself. It was very strange.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. How are the rents doing? You seen them lately?
Yeah, your folks are fine. Well, they're still traveling around and whatnot. So, but when they were last here, which was like a month ago or so, they seem to be doing well.
Oh, who do they have running the farm now?
Sounds like they got some, what was the word? Cabbage mancers doing the things for them while they're on a big extended break. And apparently the cabbage mancers are doing it for free.
Who's the cabbage man, sir?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Well, I guess we can expect a large volume of cabbages this harvest season.
Very likely.
Anyway, killer breakfast. And he would go back to mashing the potatoes.
Alright, so once you guys are done with your breakfast, Steve takes the plates and starts cleaning them up. As he is, he looks to you guys and says, "So where you guys going? I kind of assume you didn't come all the way just to see me, Luke."
Oh no, we're headed back up north towards the capital. Need to hit up the, what was that place? Some sort of guild where they dig stuff up.
The Arco,
Oh.
the Chipmunk Guild.
Sorry, but what's a guild?
You know, like the archaeology guild and the invention guild.
I don't think I've ever heard of an invention guild or an archaeology guild. Only really, there's the chef's guild in Varrock, and then I think the crafting guild by Remington, but I don't quite know what you're talking about. What's an
Habrak gets
archaeology
up.
guild?
Habrak gets up after finishing up and she goes, "Sergeant here is a bit memory loss. He drinks so much he lose memory. He think a army called Arms exists."
I see.
Much that I have misinterpreted over 10 years of my life.
As he says that, Habrak backs away, like going behind Sergeant because he's walking out of the room. She looks at Steve and does the whole cuckoo, cuckoo motion, and then proceeds to turn around, goes to where the sofa is, lifts it up, and basically treats the sofa as its weight, moving it up and down over her head.
Alright then. Alright, it's like this. I know that that dig site has archaeologists there, but I don't think they're organized in a guild. Sure you're not getting it mixed up with something else in Varrock, like the Champions Guild?
They dug up that old monolith, and then they built that guild, I believe. I think that's the order.
I don't remember seeing a monolith. I mean, I feel like someone digging up that would be bigger news.
It was big news.
Then it didn't reach Lumbridge, if that's true.
Well, that's odd.
Well, you probably get confirmation once you go there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve finishes up cleaning and starts putting away the dishes and whatnot on the drying rack. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Best of luck on your trip to the dig site. I got work to do. It's lovely seeing you, Luke. Make sure to visit again sometime.
I'll drop by next time I'm in town.
And so Steve leaves the house. What do you guys want to do now?
Well, y'all, the host has left, so we should probably get a move on.
Already.
Let's go.
Yeah, Hobrock just puts the sofa. Hobrock puts the sofas down very gently, not to break it, and then she leads with the group.
All right, it's a nice, lovely morning. You guys had some good breakfast, and you're in high spirits as you head across the River Lum and start going north. You pass by some more farms, especially like one with like a little bit of a windmill and some chickens and a field of cows. And you pass a field of potatoes, and then you eventually reach another crossroads. You see, if you go to your left, you'll be heading to Varrock, but if you go to your right, it looks like the dig site's that way. So I assume you guys are heading to the right then.
The idea.
Yeah, we should be heading right.
So I had to make sure. All right. And so you guys continue making, go to the right. So eventually you reach this wooden gate, and going through it, it's relatively easy. And you eventually reach the dig site exam center. It's late afternoon, and you see archaeologists. Some of them are coming into the exam center to look over some of their goods. See this big vase with a spiral pattern on it. But as you look out into the distance and over a hill, you, Sergeant Murphy, you notice that the Archaeology Guild isn't where it was, nor do you see the monolith.
Ooh, the monolith? I thought that thing couldn't be moved. And what happened to the guild? Come to think of it, did any y'all see the Invention Guild while we were walking past the Ice Mountain?
Me think you should stop drinking lots, Sergeant.
Murphy just ponders.
As you ponder, Sergeant, you distinctly recall not seeing the Invention Guild as you passed by. It was just a mountainside. You didn't see any like entrance or anything. Not even like a hidden entrance where you remember the Invention Guild being.
Odd that a lot of things I'm remembering ain't in the places they supposed to be.
Oh, really? You tried going home lately? I wonder how that would work out for you.
I haven't been back to Yanel in a bit. It's a bit out the way, you know. Perhaps I could use the lodestones.
As he says that, everyone else, you have no idea what he means by lodestone.
Obviously, being an orc from the moon, she definitely would not. Which Hobrock will kindly ask, "What is lodestone?"
Sorry, orc. You see, I believe one of them mages from the Wizard Tower managed to build a network of teleportation devices between the major cities.
When?
Me no. A question for Dungeon Master. Obviously, this is gonna be a no. But does Hobrock have a memory of passing through the city like Falador and recalls anything that looks like a lodestone?
No. Normally, the lodestone that Sergeant Murphy would probably remember for Falador is on the path through the North Gate, but yeah, you didn't see any lodestones when you're going through Falador. Not past the North Gate and nowhere else, so.
We were in the City of White. Me no remember seeing lodestone.
I don't remember either, but I wasn't looking. And I believe they built them lodestones after the Wizard Tower burned down.
Luke,
Obviously rebuilt it.
Luke, roll me a history check with advantage.
Roger, Roger. $23.
As you, since you originally spent some time at the Wizard's Tower, you distinctly remember that you remember the tower burning down. Like, you know that's a key part of the Wizard's Tower history. But you distinctly don't remember anyone ever building lodestones, like not even a single one, let alone a whole network, after the first tower had burnt down. You're not sure where Sergeant Murphy heard this.
I mean, you're partially correct. It did burn down. We did rebuild. But, nobody's made a network of lodestones.
Well, I know that can't be true. I've used the things before.
No, listen. I studied there. There are no lodestones.
You can see Murphy seems concerned for a minute. We should probably talk to the archaeologist about the artifact.
Good idea. We fix your memory issue later, she says as she goes. Probably not the best idea, but feeling a bit confident with her new learning experience on not only tableside manner, but spelling, she walks up to one of the archaeologists and she goes, "You human, we have questions." Brock like stepped back a bit. She goes, she looks back. She goes, "Me think human broken."
Or he's just scared of a giant orc.
Luke would approach. Easy. We didn't get them a leash. They're just roaming around, but they mean you no harm.
Oh, okay.
Anybody wants to talk for Harbrock, I guess?
So anyway, how can I help you?
We looking for artifact from empty Lork.
Do you mean the Empty Lord? because I don't think we have an empty lark anywhere in history.
Yeah, she means the empty lord. She's just kind of weird with saying some words.
Right. Yeah, we have a few artifacts from our dig in Santistan, but we haven't exactly found anything that sounds like an artifact directly related to him. Mostly we just have like plates, coins, a little bit of jewelry and stuff. If you want, Tony, the head of the exam center here, might know a bit more.
Yeah, if you could show us the way towards Tony.
Sure, just follow me, and he leads you to the small house that's by the big vase.
Is Tony a cool kid?
Yeah, I'd say he is.
Nice.
Sorry, I meant to say Terry, but I'm gonna take advantage of this. So as you guys enter the exam center, you see a little bit of a chubby guy with dark skin and a beard talking with another fellow. Hold on one sec. Talking with another fellow with a white mustache beard combo, and the two were looking over some stuff on a table nearby. The guy with the mustache is Tony, and the guy next to him is Terry. So, feel free to talk to them.
Wait, are we talking about the same Tony that we know from 3?
Maybe.
You explained him perfectly. He's alive in this universe?
I don't know. Why don't you go talk to him? I mean, I imagine someone might have a comment about it.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Sergeant. This is all yours.
Would not recognize him too much, but I would walk up and go, "Well, hello all. We're here for a empty lore artifact and the location of the monolith."
The two archaeologists look to you. The bearded one goes, "Well, we have a few different artifacts present. We might need a little bit more elaboration on why you want it." And then the other archaeologist goes, "But what do you mean by a monolith? We haven't dug up anything like that here."
Well, that's a concern, in fact, seeing that I distinctly remember the Archaeology Guild digging up a monolith.
What's an archaeology guild?
Another concern, in fact.
Sir, are you, have you been drinking?
Always, but that is unrelated.
The bearded guy shrugs a little bit, and goes, "Well, circling back to your original point about artifacts of the Empty Lord, we also know him as Zeros, and we have a few things. If you follow me, I can show you what we have." And then he starts heading into the back room, or like not the back room, but like into the next room over. Do you guys follow him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you see a few display cases. You see a pot with the same, as you look at the symbol, you notice it's the same symbol you saw in the altar in Kamadzal when you had like filled it in with fish bones. And the bearded guy goes, "I'm Terry Belando. I'm in charge of the exam center here. But yeah, this is one of the things we found. It's a pot from Santistan that we managed to restore. As you can tell by the symbol here, this is the symbol of Zeros, otherwise known as the Empty Lord. This alongside, sorry,
Is
this
that the only
alongside,
thing you have?
we also have a few coins and whatnot, and he walks over and shows you a bunch of coins that have the same symbol on them as the pot.
The end of that.
With, what'd you say, Sergeant?
Oh yeah, I disconnected. I was wondering what was wrong. Sorry.
That explained it. No worries. Anyway, so yeah, he motions to some coins over here, and then you also see a this here is a replica. The real one is currently in the Varrock Museum after one of our new archaeologists had dug it up. And then he punches this pale whitish, pinkish stone version of the symbol. That one's in the Varrock Museum. But could I ask why you're so interested in artifacts from this time?
You see, there's a group of people, a different group of people other than us, who are collecting them for some bad reason. We were tasked by Sir Tiffy from Falador to collect artifacts from certain gods before the other group gets to them, and do bad things with them.
I see. Well, Sir Tiffy's a well-known person. But yeah, I'm trying to think because what are the qualifications for these artifacts?
Well, one was like a Bandosian symbol, the other one was the Codex Maledictum for Zamorak. Let me think. I turned to the group. What other artifacts did we or the other guys find?
A Ceredomin in our the bird, but I don't remember what they specifically were.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like some Ceredominist special stone, like a gift from Ceredomin to the certain church?
Oh yeah, that's what that one was. I don't know if we were ever told what the bird one was.
Yeah, so a symbol, like some special artifact, like with just the value because it was gifted from the god, and the Codex Maledictum was just a bug about contracts with demons, so I don't know why they needed that.
The way you're describing it, it seems like the majority of the artifacts that you're talking about are ones that have a direct connection to the god, either through them physically touching it or it being somehow connected to their works. Well, I don't think we've really dug up anything like that yet. But you're welcome to look around the dig site if you want to try to find something.
Maybe the symbol that's right there, and that points to the symbol.
Well, this is a replica. The real one's in the Varrock Museum right now. But I don't think that would qualify either. Based on our dating.
Well, if you could just make sure that, like, they get more guards there to just guard the artifact in the museum more, because they might just come and try to take it, you know.
The Varrock Museum is a highly secure location. It's not like we've had an artifact stolen from there that recently. Yeah, I'll let the guards know. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Though I doubt that one's the one they're after. All things considered. Then you'd see Terry head out. As you do, Tony approaches you guys. As he does, Sergeant, roll me a history check for me.
1 sec.
As you continue to think about the monolith and the archaeology guild, you then remember that none of the people here who are archaeologists are dressed like how you remember archaeologists dressed.
More concerning memories flood my brain.
And that's the power of a 3. But yeah, so Tony approaches you guys and he says, I was listening to what you and Terry were discussing. Perhaps I could help you. The artifact that we sent to the Varrock Museum, a new archaeologist found this kind of chamber, where with that there. And I was wondering if perhaps somewhere nearby that there might be something of interest for all of us. Something of interest from an archaeologist's standpoint, and something of interest for the rest of you.
Yeah, that might be worth checking out. Let's go there, I guess.
All right, follow me then. And so the other guy starts leading you towards the north of the dig site, past some of the weird pots and stuff. Oh, I should probably introduce myself. My name's Tony. I'm a close friend of Terry's. And I've been looking into a lot of interesting things around here. And so he leads you guys to just a random winch nearby a pit, and he says, "This is where the new archaeologist had found the artifact. Down there seems to be what remains of a kind of temple."
Yeah, that might be where we find the artifact.
Yes. So feel free to go down there and take a look if you'd like. If you don't find anything, I'll be a little bit towards the north, towards one of the particular digs, and I could use some help there.
Alright, if we'll
Habrock,
probably go there later.
Habrock looks down for a moment and goes, "Me think me stay out here." Sorry. "Me think me stay out here to keep guard of suspicious people in case they come after artifact."
Yeah, that's a good idea. You stay around here, Homebrew.
Well, I guess we jump into this dark hole.
Thankfully, you don't need to jump into this dark hole.
Luke would stare at the sky, and then he would say, "It was a figure of speech."
Well, sorry, Luke, but that figure of speech could have gotten you yourselves killed. Thankfully, you could just climb down the rope attached to the winch.
Anyway,
As you guys go down there, you find yourselves in this cave system. And eventually you see that there's two paths forward. One that leads to what looks like a dead end the further you look, and the other that leads you to this kind of bigger chamber.
How well is these tunnels lit? Are these tunnels lit?
Not especially well lit. Just give me a second to look up a picture. Here we go, the dig site dungeon. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the area is not terribly well lit. But as you continue down, you see light coming from the bigger chamber. And as you look in, you see a bunch of torches that are somehow still lit. Potentially because of magic.
Alright, thank you. So we should probably go towards in the tunnel which leads to the bigger chamber, I guess.
Good guess. As you do, you see a number of skeletons just walking around. They don't really pay much attention to you guys, but you see that in the center of the room, there is several torches, all aligned around this big version of the symbol of Zeros that you guys keep seeing.
How big is the symbol?
Uh, Pretty big. Let me put it like this. It's like 2, 3, 4. It's about like 9 skeletons wide, 9 skeletons high.
If you want me to do the math real quick, it should be more than 50 feet.
Yeah, so it's like that big. It's pretty freaking big.
Alright,
I guess
well,
that's a better image. Thank you, Steve.
I guess let's go towards the center of it.
As you go to the center, you see that something was there originally, but it looks like it was taken. Something that looks like might have been like a stone tablet. But you see that it was taken away a while ago. So you don't think it was what you're looking for.
Alright, let's turn back and go into the other path. Maybe the dead end isn't the dead end.
As you get to the dead end is a dead end.
Fuck!
Yeah, you mostly see some like some herbs or like some roots and things growing around.
Does anyone here have explosives?
Ooh, that's a negative, Chief.
Alright.
You seem like someone that would have explosives.
I know, right?
Alright, so first thing when we get back into town, you need to buy explosives looks for situations like these.
So so are you guys gonna head back to the winch and go talk to Tony?
Probably.
All right. So as you do, you climb back up and you see Tony working with some archaeologists to get some digging done. As he turns to you guys, he goes, "Well, how'd it look in there?"
Absolute waste of fucking time and effort.
Well, I can imagine. Yeah, we've been debating what we want to do down there. We worry that using explosives of any kind might disrupt what even remains of the old ruins down there. So it's a bit risky and whatnot. There is a promising lead. We think we've uncovered an entrance of some kind, but we have run into a minor problem. Someone has taken a lot of our explosive material, the stuff we use to make our explosives and whatnot. So if you could do me a favor and try to see if you can find out where it went, I'd appreciate that.
I beg. When did those explosives get taken? It was it in the last like week or month?
You know, now that you mention it, it was a few days ago.
Fuck. All right, so it's them. Okay. We need to move fast.
All
So
right.
where is this entrance you were talking about?
Oh, let me show you. And he leads you up a little bit further north, and you see, like, they've dug up something that looks a bit like like some really old stone and whatnot. And like you can tell that it's kind of purple and greenish in color. And Tony goes, "This is what we found. We kind of need some explosives to get through more of this calcified dirt around it." Um, but yeah, so far we haven't been able to make much headway with just our tools. Now, without those explosives, we can't really get much further.
Well, good thing is, we have two people who have extremely large muscles.
I
So,
see.
Luke, get Luke some tools and bring another set of tools because I'm a go get Hobrag.
Luke would
And
have been
I
standing
run
there.
towards where Hobrag was standing.
Luke would have been
Oh.
standing there, subtly laughing to himself at Tony's minor pun.
Wait, what was my pun?
You said
was-
something about digging, and then you said we ran into a minor problem.
Oh, no, that was not intentional as a pun. Oh, that's great. Yeah, so Tony gives you a pair of pickaxes, pretty decent quality steel pickaxes, as well as some hammers and other things. Hobrock, you see Frank approaching you. You completely had missed when they had come out of the cavern to go talk to Tony, because you were too busy staring off in the opposite direction.
Alright, Hobrag. Come with me. I've got a job for you which you might like.
Hmm? With what?
You get to beat the shit out of rags. For, you know what? I'll say it like this. I'll make you a deal. You beat the shit out of those rags, and I give you 50 gold.
She just looks at you and she goes, why?
Because we kind of need to do that to get to the artifact, maybe?
Why?
Because we need to get through the rock to get to the artifact. Like it ain't rocket science.
Why'd you not say so the first time?
I said we need to beat the shit out of those rocks to get to it, like the first thing I said.
If you said me beat the shit out of skeletons, then me fight skeletons. But why would me want to fight rocks?
I don't know, I phrased it in a way that you might enjoy it.
Why me enjoy beating up rocks? Rock is rock!
I don't know, because you're a damn og who loves fighting and beating the shit out of things. Anyways, let's go beat the shit out of those rocks. Luke is already there doing it.
I have someone on the front door, but so give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. But give me like go on without me. When I come back, if I have to roll something, just let me know.
Yeah, just do me a favor and roll athletics real quick, and then you can go. All right. Anyway, while he's doing that, so yeah, you bring Hobart back, and Luke is preparing to start digging. So Luke, if you want to start digging, go ahead and roll me athletics.
Sorry, I was gonna type this out, but anyway,
Yep.
there is a +2 bonus to mining checks on the item if you want to use it. I don't know if you want to use it, yes or no. It's up to you.
We may as well use it.
Hey, okay. You said athletics, yes.
Yes, sir. And I'll add the +2 when you're done. That's
Alright,
a
I'm back.
23. Welcome back. Roll me athletics, and remember to add +2.
All right, give me 1 moment. It says here that I have advantage with athletics.
Okay, roll it.
Oh no, no, it's with rage. Sorry, it's with rage. So just no more athletic. Okay, a 17 plus 6 plus 2, a 25 in total.
Congratulations. All right, so you guys start digging. Dig, oh. Anyway, and you start digging, and as you do, the entrance starts getting more and more revealed until finally, as you guys are pretty exhausted from what all that digging, you eventually have made that the doorway has been unearthed enough that you can open it up. And so Tony has his archaeologists carefully pry the door open for you. And as they do, you feel this stagnant, cold wind come out from within it.
Does it stink?
Yeah, it smells like decay.
Luke would take it full blast to the face, and then he'd say, ugh, must be a garbage strike.
Habrock just like puts her hand over her face to cover her from the wind and whatever tough particle will probably be coming. And the smell doesn't bother her. She just takes a big, not a big whiff, but like a decent whiff, and goes, This remind me back home when I kill bunch of goblins.
As Tony looks it over, he says, "Well, you're free to look through it. If things seem safe and whatnot, my team can go in and take a further look and try to see if we can find anything that matches what you're looking for."
Alright, thank you, Tony. I take out my hooded lantern, put some oil in it, and light it up.
Alright, so as you guys enter in, I'm gonna need you guys to open up the battle map on Roll20. Because I have a dungeon area for you guys to explore, thanks to the power of capitalism, unfortunately.
Capitalism? Steve, how could you?
I know, I betrayed all that I stood for.
No big
guy.
surprise. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look for the link again. Hold up.
Alright, just give me 1 second. Pretty sure I still have it pinned somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like you did post it somewhere.
I'ma post it in general.
Alright, I didn't pin it. It was in session 0, but yeah, Rudy seems to have posted. I mean, technically speaking, if you've joined it for the first time, when you log into Roll20, it should be on your homepage.
Yeah, I was trying to go to Home 20, but for some reason my Opera is taking forever.
Gotcha. Alright, I think the
It
only one who hasn't...
loaded up the old...
Oh shoot, that's right. Thank you for reminding. Are you guys now on the right map?
Yep.
Yes, now give me
Alright.
1 minute to get on that real quick. I still haven't
Yep.
switched to the battle map section of the thing, so give me 1 moment.
Yep, just give me 1 second to use the bathroom then while you're getting that all set.
See the whole dungeon? Oh, he left.
We probably shouldn't see the whole dungeon, but who cares?
Alright, here we go. I think I am ready to transition to battle map, and sadly Steve is covered by the goddamn map again.
happens. Also, the music is fire on the stream, hell yeah.
Alright, there we go. Alright, we're ready. Waiting for someone?
For Steve, he
Yeah,
went
Steve
to
went
the
to the
toilet.
bathroom.
Oh, okay, yeah. And since he's not talking, thank you, viewer, for saying that you like the new battle map. I worked really hard on customizing the way that it should be.
All right, I'm back. All right, is
Welcome.
everyone got the battle map ready?
Yep, the battle map is ready, and somebody complimented the layout I made.
Nice.
It's
All right.
not just somebody, it's the person who makes the fan art of us.
Yes. Thank you, Bo Magnus.
Anyway, as you guys head down through the to the entrance that you dug up, you eventually reach an area that seems to have so maybe not natural light, but some light sources. And as you step in and look around, you see that there are some dimly glowing crystal lamps all around this chamber. Before you, you see a statue of how to describe it, of this armored figure who has this helmet with 8 little slits that form kind of like eyes, and a bit of a helmet tail, I think is the term you'd call it. And you see him holding up a short sword and a shield that bears the symbol of Zeros on it. And it looks like you're in some kind of temple.
Brock looks at the statue and goes, Me thinks this place maybe has lost artifact. If statue look, like how does statue look? Like grumbling or in somewhat good condition?
It's somewhat in good condition, all things considered.
Then Abra goes, look at statue. It's good condition. Maybe artifact here.
Nah, well, let's just explore it to see if we find something that would fit it more. Worst case scenario, you yoink the statue. Steve,
Sorry, I was trying to fix something up.
Oh, well, Steve is doing something. This session is brought to you by nothing because we're poor. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday.
All right, is everything slightly back to normal?
yep.
Okay. So yeah, so you see a variety of magical torches leading down a central area, but you also see there's something to the north and something to the south.
How about we split up? Somebody goes down the middle, somebody goes up and down.
Did you really just suggest to
That
split up the party?
Yes, I
That
want to
way it
make
makes
the
it more
dungeon
convenient for
master
us, but less convenient for God.
Yeah, exactly, Sergeant.
Are you
Harbrock
sure?
agrees in character. Yeah, Harbrock agrees and goes, Migo! She has no idea of direction and she points north.
All right,
I'm
so
a
we
go
have
south.
All right, so we got Hobart going north, Frank going south. Where the rest of you want to go?
I'll go south.
Also, feel free to move your own tokens and whatnot. So, since I think I've given you all control over your respective tokens. Clyde's is under the control of Murphy, since I believe Murphy's the one who has the laptop. But yeah, so okay, so we got- Alright, so-
cannot move my token. I might be just retarded.
hey, don't call yourself. I think you signed in with a different account.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah,
Give me a
alright, now
second.
try to move it.
Multi-account detected. Delete.
Alright. So we got one going south, two going the middle, two going north. Yes? Or did you say you were going south, Luke?
I said south, yeah.
My bad.
You're coming with me. I say, grabbing on to his sleeve and pulling him.
I guess that's fine.
Alright. So, alright, let's start with, okay. Luke, think of a number between 1 and 3.
2.
Alright. Hobrock, would you like 1 or 3?
3.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a d3. And it is 2, so we are starting with Luke. And Frank. So you guys start heading to the south. As you do, you see a variety of different chambers and whatnot. Some of them look to have sarcophaguses in them. And you also see some have been broken and some skeleton bits are falling out. But as you go a little further in, you see this one big chamber all the way at the end of the one hallway on your left.
Let's go into the big chamber. Also, DM, I signed in with my normal account. Okay, just so you know.
Cool. Alright, there we go. I think I fixed the thing. It looks like you also signed up on a different account too, Luke.
What? Did I?
Don't worry.
Yeah,
we're
are
just
you
gonna
Metal
give-
S?
You're being given permission. Don't worry.
Oh, I thought this was the account.
If you're
Oh, I
trying
guess
to
I
remove the
thought
crit
I
on
needed-
that, you have to do it on the settings, I think.
I
Alright.
would just look up and say, "Why the fuck did a fire blaze just appear before me, God?"
Because I made this like 1 second ago. I was expecting you guys get distracted by something in Port Sarum. But yeah, as you reach it, a fire doesn't magically appear. It just is there. It was totally there the whole time. Don't question me, Frank.
Alright, God, I'ma not question you.
But anyway, yeah, so you look in and you see this big fire at the center of a room and various tables surrounding it.
I would go towards it.
You don't gotta worry about measuring distance, Luke.
Oh,
Yep. Anyway, as you get closer, you see that there are two golems at the end of the hall. They actually look kind of similar to the golems you fought back in Kamadzal, but they don't seem to be active or aggressive at all.
I would want to look more closely around the room to see if there's anything interesting.
As you do, you see that there are various tools at each of the tables that look to be there to help with preparing the dead bodies. You
For
see,
what?
embalming
I would
tools.
like to know. If you want to know, go ahead and roll me investigation. As you look close, you see dried blood on it, and as you look a little bit to your left, you see that there is a partially uncovered corpse. It isn't in the best shape, but you see that they had been removing the internal organs based on the fact that there looks to be it like the body is preserved, if but a little bit rotting and whatnot. But it's missing its heart and its lungs.
Alright, I don't think this is the room with the artifact. Let's go back a little, I guess.
Alright, we'll pause a few and then we'll focus on the sergeant and Clyde. So as you guys are going down the middle, you eventually reach the end of a hallway where there's this like rotted carpet and whatnot, leading you to a big altar surrounded by more golems, just like the golems that that Luke and Luke and Frank saw. They look very similar to the ones you fought back under Kamadzal. And they seem to be surrounding the altar, but they're not active just like those ones.
You see these things? They look like them ones I punched a hole in.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, wait, you were out that whole fight, weren't you? Or was that our first fight?
I'm not super sure.
Pretty sure he was there for both of them.
No, I meant like knocked out.
Oh, knocked out. Yeah, he got down in the first fight.
Okay.
I severely underestimated how strong those enemies were.
If these things come alive, Clyde, make sure you don't go down in one punch. You'll never make cadet at that rate.
I don't know if I can make cadet. I'm not quite sure what organization I would make that.
Terms, of course, just like that old cadet Raven. He beat up that there war chief and earned himself a shiny title. Now just you, Frank, and Hoprack gotta prove themselves to me.
Yeah. Is it not a little alarming that nobody seems to remember whatever organization you said you pledged most of your life to, or at least a good chunk of it?
It's very alarming. In fact, I do not like thinking of it at all. This is why my drinking has increased.
Okay,
Yeah, I can understand that.
sorry, just to say this out loud, as Sergeant says that out of character, I almost spit my water. Thank you for that.
I'm starting to think that either I have dementia and or I may really be from the future like Frank has suggested.
I I just wouldn't worry about it if I was you. You'll probably be all right. Hopefully.
It's because my entire life seems to be a lie, and currently the woman I love may or may not even exist, as well as my cat.
I mean, that happens.
We're just casually driving the sergeant insane by making him question everything he knows, and I feel kind of bad. Anyway, with that minor distraction out of the way, you guys see that there is something on the altar, but you can't quite make it out what it is. It looks to be covered in some kind of barrier.
That screams important to me. That's likely the artifact in question.
Hopefully, we should try to get it.
Go touch the barrier.
You probably shouldn't, but I'll go over and look and investigate.
That's what I said.
Can I go over and try to investigate the barrier?
Yes, yes, you may. So you go up some side stairs to get to the top of the stage kind of thing it's on, and as you get closer, you see that there's a magical barrier surrounding it. Roll me investigation or arcana. There we go. You can definitely tell it's.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, 6. Unfortunately, you can tell this is a magic barrier, and unfortunately, you can't really see much of a way to deactivate it. I think you mostly see that it's kind of coming up from like underneath the floor in some way.
To punch the barrier into pieces.
Okay, roll me hit chance. Actually, just roll me damage. All right, as you hit it, you see the barrier turn red for a second. Roll me a dexterity save real quick. All right, you get zapped by a magical blast.
Because this is indeed a magical barrier.
Whoops. Okay, did you guys see that? Take 10
wasn't
lightning
looking.
damage.
I heard that.
Jesus.
Yeah, you take 10 lightning damage from punching the barrier.
Well, we need a mage, I think. Or maybe there's a switch. I'd start looking around for a switch.
Roll me investigation or perception.
Six.
Amazing. Yeah, that missing that eye causes you to not find anything that really helps. You don't really see a switch. You don't see any secret panels or whatnot. You can't find anything here.
we probably should inform the others, because I believe this is, in fact, the right location.
Yeah, definitely. Or, well, at least probably. There's no harm in telling the others, though.
And I'm gonna stay here and drink.
Alright.
Okay.
All right, we'll pause it there for you guys, and then we'll go to Hobrock. So Hobrock, as you continue up and turn the corner, you see a pantry that smells horrible, filled with rotten food, and ahead you see a kitchen.
Hobrock walks towards the kitchen.
As you do, you see various human and a few non-human organs rotting away on different cooking tables and other preparation spots. You can see that they were definitely trying to do something to the organs, because it doesn't look like they were cooking them to be eaten. You don't see any spices. You don't see much in the way of like proper stoves that you've seen in various human households. But the main thing you can tell is that they have hearts, lungs, brains, and stomachs.
She'll look around to see if there's like any, like looking at the body parts, and then maybe look around the kitchen area to see if she could tell what were they trying to make.
Roll me investigation or religion.
Which one is the highest for me?
Gee, I wonder which one.
Neither.
Yeah,
They're
no.
both the same. All right, I'll roll for religion. Maybe she'll look at this as a religion thing, maybe. So let's give it a try.
Let's go gambling.
An 8.
So you can tell that it must have been some kind of religious thing. There's something special about the organs they've picked out, but for the life of you, you can't figure out what it could have been.
Habrock just looks confused, assuming it could have been maybe a preparation to sacrifice or something. I guess she moves on if there's nothing else she could find there.
Yeah, you mostly just see some rotted tools and whatnot. All right, do you want to go north or east or south? South will take you back to the main center room.
I guess I'll go north.
All right, as you go north, you see another fork of the road. To your right, you see another hallway, and to your left, you see an altar room, and you see a very big symbol of Zeros in the back.
She'll go to the altar room.
All right, as you do, you see what looks to be some stone tablets detailing some information. You can't read the language on them because I'm pretty sure you don't have Infernal as one of your languages. But you can see that there is what looks to be a rock of some kind sketched onto it, a horn, and a weird little totem thing. And then you see the symbol of Zeros appearing from a portal in the background of this tablet.
She walks up to the tablet, and I guess she'll go on ahead and she'll grab the tablet.
All right. As you do, you accidentally touch a crystal of some kind, and you see an image of this rather tall figure dressed in purple robes with the symbol of Zeros on it, and this kind of headdress with like two pointy bits at the top. And you hear it speak in just like, it's a bit of a whisper because it looks like the crystal you touched was damaged, but you can hear it say, "With these items, we'll be able to contact our Lord and plan his return to this world. I have tasked Sliske with acquiring and keeping safe some of the artifacts in mind. although I hesitate to truly trust him. If all goes to plan, Zeros' return will be one of glorious retribution against the Seradomists and the Zamarakians. In the meantime, I am sealing off this wretched place. In my absence, the priests have gone mad and have begun sacrificing each other to gain magical power. I've sealed away the results of their disgusting work. They've corrupted what was once a sacred gift of Zeros. Hopefully none shall pry it from its new prison. And then the recording stops.
Barbara looks at the recording. She tries to remember the name, Sliske, Zeryl's return, and then whatever happened with the priest. She goes back to trying to grab the tablet.
If you pick up the tablet, you already picked up the tablet. It's just when you picked it up, you touched the crystal.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So she picks up the tablet. She looks at it. She tries to turn it around to see if there's hopefully like the optimistic of her, just to see if there's like a translation version. Gets disappointed, puts the tablet away, and then just walks out of the altar room. If there's unless there's something else there that she might find.
So as you turn the tablet around to see if there's anything on the back, you see that on the back is a golden star. Congratulations! You just won our grand prize of nothing.
Yay!
But no, in all seriousness, you see on the back a different sort of etching on it. And you see this hooded figure with a little, holding up a little cage and with 7 armored warriors standing behind him. And you see that beneath the hood, the figure is smiling in this kind of skeletal way. And it kind of unnerves you to see him smile. But otherwise, the only thing else in the room is the altar at the back. You do notice when you look at it that there is blood and what appears to be a heart that's kind of crystallized.
Obrock looks at the crystallized heart. She goes to poke it to see if it's still fleshy crystal or hard crystal.
It is hard crystal.
She looks at it and she goes, huh, magic weird. And she turns around and walks out.
All right. All right, so let's go back to Luke and Frank now. So, are you guys going to leave the big brazier room?
Is there a fire in the brazier?
Yes. It's kind of like, it's somehow still burning. It doesn't look like a normal fire. It looks kind of magical.
Luke would have used it to light up a smoke.
Very nice. As you do, you see something glowing in the back corner of the room. It's got a sickly green color to it.
Ooh. Hey, Frig. You seeing this?
Well, ooh, shiny.
So I take it you guys go over to take a look at it?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. As you get closer to the corner, you see the thing that's glowing is this green crystal that looks to be shaped vaguely like a pair of lungs.
That's weird. Do I or pick it up, or do you pick it up?
Think this might be a task for someone who has both hands free.
Alright. I try to pick up the lung-shaped crystal.
As you do, I'm going to need you both to roll me an Arcana check. Where you see the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Very nice. As you both look at it, you can sense that there is a magical element to it. Frank, as you pick it up, you can smell smoke. Not Luke's cigar smoke, but some kind of magical smoke coming off the lungs. It doesn't seem to be harmful to you, but you can, like, it doesn't smell good. Like, it smells kind of like uh, like the kind of smoke that would choke you out. Oh, whoops, wrong phrasing. That would choke you if you were to breathe it in. Luke, as you notice that, you remember from your studies that there are 4 forbidden elements that the Wizard's Tower warns against, and smoke is one of them. It's a corruption of air. You can tell that these lungs are, in many regards, heretical to the people of the Wizard's Tower.
Lungs that smoke more than me. I think it may be one of those forbidden elements they taught us about at the tower.
Interesting. Well, anyways, I stuff it down my backpack.
All right, and do you guys want to head out of here?
Yep.
All right, as you do, which way do you guys want to go next? Do you want to go back towards the middle of the hall, or do you want to go down the hall?
This room, like, do you see my token? The one.
Yeah, I see
the
it. That
room
little
right
side
below
room.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
you just
side
see more sarcophaguses and corpses.
room. Well. So you said like a side room, like before when you asked us where you wanted us to go. We haven't been here.
Yeah, no, you've briefly looked in there and saw that there was some more sarcophaguses and corpses there too.
Oh yeah, I dementia gaming right now. So I guess we just go down the hallway.
All right, so you're making your way down the hallway. You eventually reach a fork in the road again. If you go north, it looks like it'll take you back to the middle chamber. If you continue to follow the path out the other way, it looks like there's like another room to your side.
When the path towards the north, do I see like at least the entrance to the side room that's on the map?
Yeah,
or-
you do.
Let's go investigate that side room over there, and then return down here. Okay, Luke?
Yeah, after you.
All right, so you guys head up to the north, and when you get to this side room, you see a number of frozen people, like just huge blocks of ice of people just kind of reaching out, looking like they're trying to defend themselves, just frozen in place. And at the very back of the room, you see a destroyed altar.
Well, that's weird. Some people frozen and destroyed the altar. That's not good. I would like to look more closely around the room with the destroyed altar to see if there's anything artifacty.
As you look a bit closer, you see you see a crystal-shaped object that's like a light bluish color, buried in the rubble of the altar.
I
But it's kind of
go-
like, yeah, as you try to pick it up, because I think that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
you
I
see-
go dig it up.
Yeah, you try to pick it up, but you see it's kind of stuck to the floor.
I try to move the rubble around it to see if, like, how is it stuck to the floor.
As you move it aside, you see more clearly that it looks to be like a similar like textured crystal, like the lungs you picked up, but it's like frozen to the floor, like there's ice kind of sticking to.
I would like to use the pommel of my cutlass, you know, the blunt side,
Yeah,
where you call it, yeah, and
yeah,
just
yeah.
try to
That's the pommel. Yep.
smash it.
All right. As you do, you hear a ting, and you see that you haven't been able to break through the ice. It looks like it's magical.
Well, I would like to take the oil from my hooded lantern that I am holding, and pour it out on the ice. The burning oil.
As you do that, you you feel like something is off in the air for a second. But you do see the ice that's connected to the crystal break apart a little. And if you try to pick it up again, you hear a little, and you eventually manage to break it off to pull the crystal up.
One more crystal. How is it shaped?
As you look closer at it, it kind of looks like a stomach.
Hey, look at this. This looks like kind of a stomach. The other one was kind of lungs. Like, are we just collecting like crystal body parts? Are we gonna assemble it into some kind of special golem?
Yeah, might as well add it to the collection. We'll see what it does later.
Yeah, I put the stomach crystal into my backpack, and all right, let's get back to the fork.
All right, so as you get back to the fork, we're gonna pause with you guys there, and we're then gonna go to the sergeant and Clyde.
Yes.
So, are you guys just gonna keep waiting there for the others to find you, or are you gonna try to look for the others?
I say we just sit here and wait. This is the natural area they gotta go.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There's no harm in just waiting you.
All right. Well, I guess you guys are just gonna twiddle your thumbs, just relax, enjoy your life. You begin to space out as we then go back to Hobrock. Hobrock, where
Yes.
would you like to go now?
Well, probably ahead to not the first fork, the second fork on the road.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. As you do, you see that like this, there's a few more forks going forward that you kind of need to keep going forward before you get to an actual meaningful fork in the road.
Yeah, I guess she'll just continue on, if able. Like she's just gonna go to the next big room that you can see.
Yeah. As you get there, though, you see that it is like way darker than the other room. Like the crystals here are just kind of like out, and you can't really make out much of anything there.
Well, thankfully I have dark vision, so it would help me see. I would agree on not being able to see properly, but I can still see better than most.
Unfortunately, this is advanced darkness.
Ah, damn
can't-
it! I hate advanced darkness.
Yep. Do you want to try putting your hand into the darkness?
Well, since it's dark, I still have the torch.
Wait, you had a torch?
Yes, I've had a torch. We like like 2 sessions ago, I stated it. I have a torch.
Oh yeah. So yeah, as you put your torch there, see the darkness dance around it. It doesn't really provide you much illumination, almost if this darkness is magical.
I guess Harbrock will go and like put her hand inside the darkness.
As you do, nothing happens at first, but as you wait a little bit, you then feel something brush against it. It feels scaly.
Like brush against it, like it's trying to it wants pets. Like Harbrock will go and pet it.
As you pet it, you hear a hissing. Not like a angry hissing, but kind of like a happy hissing.
Harbrock continues to pet it, and let's see. She has a ration in her inventory, so she'll go on ahead and grab a ration from another hand and like puts it in.
As you do, you hear the sound of something eating it. And then you hear a rattling sound. And then the darkness dissipates a little, and you see this really big snake with big purple eyes and the symbol of Zeros on its forehead. It looks at you very happily.
So Juno ripoff, got it.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, Harbrock looks at it and goes, You know, Snake, you cute puppy. And she continued to pet it, like giving it like scratches on the head.
It's very happy by you doing this.
As Harbrock can now see better, what does she see in the room?
You see at the very center of the room is a kind of purple crystal on an altar slab.
If the snake allows, Harbrock will try to walk closer to that crystal slab.
All right, as you get close, the snake follows you behind, wanting more scratches and whatnot. And as you get closer, you see that the thing on the altar is this purple crystal, and it looks kind of like a brain.
Harbrock looks confused, and she starts thinking. She found a heart, and now there's a brain. She goes to poke the brain. After giving a little bit more pet to the snake, she goes, wait. And she does like the waiting gesture she like you would do to your like pet to tell them to like not sit but wait. And then she goes to poke the brain.
As you poke the brain, you see that the area around you gets a little darker. The snake looks around, rattles its tail, and then it gets a little brighter again.
Harbrock looks around, and when she sees that, she goes, And she looks at the snake's tail. I'm gonna ask you, DM. Is it safe for her to make the assumption that the snake is in control of the darkness around?
Yes, you see that the snake's tail seems to be a similar kind of crystal to the brain. And it looks like it has the same kind of look to it.
Harbrock looks at the snake and goes, Me wonder if me keep you as pet. She goes scratches the head again like, you want pet? You want to be Harbrock pet? Giant snake want to come Harbrock?
Roll animal handling for me.
Oh yay, let's see. Alright, hold up. I rolled a 16, but I'm looking for animal handling. -1. Okay, so that's 15.
The snake thinks about what you said for a bit. Then it shakes its head and it motions in a way that, with that 15, you understand it says, I stay, you go.
Harbrock looks very disappointed. She goes, "Aww, me miss you then." And she goes to give that snake a hug.
The snake hisses happily. It then thinks for a second, and then it goes over to the altar, picks up the crystal brain, and gives it to you, looking like it's giving it to you as a gift.
She looks at it and she goes, And she, understanding that the snake probably spoke, did it?
No, it just motioned in a way that you could understand
okay.
it.
Harbrock tries to speak to the snake again and goes, another crystal over there. Me get it too?
The snake nods.
Harbrock does a very happy jog back to the goddamn altar.
Did you take the crystal brain, or do you want to go back to the blood altar first?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
did you want to pick up the brain that it's giving you?
Yeah, no, she takes the brain. Yeah, she takes the brain.
All right. As you take the brain, as Hobrock takes the brain, the snake uses its tail to wave goodbye to you, and then you make your way back to the altar with the crystal heart on it. It's still there.
She goes on ahead and she picks up the heart too.
As you pick it up, you can still feel like it's beating in a way. It's a little creepy, but
Creepy from normal people. Harbach just finds it very interesting.
yeah. All right, so you pick up the heart. Where do you want to go now?
Let's see. She'll probably go back to the she'll probably rush back through the kitchen and goes back to the center to try to see if anybody's at the center of the room.
Yeah, as you do, you see that Clyde and Sergeant Murphy are just relaxing by this big altar at the end, and we'll pause a few there and go back to Frank and Luke. As you guys are making your way there, you see another side room, and in it, you see what's the word I'm looking for? You see a paint fresco on the wall there, and you see this strange purple-colored figure speaking to a hooded priest figure in white.
Is there any text to it? Or near it? Below it?
You see some text, but it's in a language that I'm not sure if you understand or not. Do you have Infernal as one of your languages?
Nope. Dwarvish and Elvish.
Well, sadly, you can't tell what is written down here.
Could I try to, like, remember or guess who the two people are?
As you look a little closer at the fresco, you see the purple figure has the symbol of Zeros above him, and there's like rays of light going off of it. The other figure has something resembling chains around them. They look like they're a free person, but something is chained against them. But you're not entirely sure who they might be.
Well, that's interesting. Luke, get your ass back here.
Hmm?
Do you perhaps know who these two people are?
Do you need me to refresh your memory of what the frescoes look like, Luke?
Yes, please.
All right, yeah. So you see a purple figure with the symbol of Zeros above them, and then this figure in white robes. It's a bit smaller than the purple figure with some chains on them.
Well, aside from the newly educated on Zerosian symbol, it beats me on who these guys are.
Alright. Well, I guess let's get going. Maybe we can ask Sergeant and Clyde about it later. Or maybe the archaeologist once we give them the we allow them to go here.
Word.
All right. So, as you guys you get to this big empty room in the middle with like a few paths. You see a fire burning off to your right, and then you see the center room to your left. And as you do, you see Hobrock walking down the rugged area.
That's an issue for later. Let's check out this fire.
All right. As you approach the fire, you see a bunch of corpses lining each of the different tables. and some of them look to be, and you also see some frozen ones too. Like there's some that are frozen, some that look to have their skin fully peeled off, some that are like covered in dried blood, but it doesn't look like it's their blood. Or sorry, actually, no, let me rephrase that. You see some that it look like they had the blood ripped out of them, and then you see some that kind of are just holding their neck like something was choking them.
Alright, look, this is getting a bit too creepy. Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely some questionable behaviors taking place in this area.
Steve, do we notice the sad room over there in the little left downwards corner?
Yeah, you do. If you go over and check it out, you see there's one more corpse. You see that he's dressed in some very nice-looking robes, and at his side is a sword. But you see that he's not only like he's holding his neck just like the others. He looks all dried out like the others. Parts of him are frozen, and it looks like his eyes are just gone. Like not like rotted away, but like just pulled out of him.
I would like to go through his robes to see if he has any sort of things on him, because
And
he seems a
that-
bit more interesting than the others' bodies.
Yes, as you do, you see you find a symbol of Zeros, but you see that it's been broken. And from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it was broken naturally. It looks like looks like it was broken by magic. But as you're looking over his body a little bit more, you see that his sword is a nice curved sword. It looks pretty nice. It looks really nice looking and pretty well preserved.
Well, don't mind if I diddly do, I take it.
Congratulations! Add an iron scimitar and to your inventory.
An iron scimitar, right?
Yep.
Alright, thank you. Well. Alright, let's go into the main hall to see how the other ones are holding up.
As you do, you see Hobrock just arrive to meet Frank and Clyde. And Frank, Clyde, and Hobrock, you see. Sorry, Murph. So you see. Yes, Frank sees Hobrock approach Frank. No, Hobrock approaches Sergeant Murphy and Clyde. And just then, the three of them see Luke and Frank arrive. And we're going to briefly pause here for, let's do 20 minutes. And then we'll pick up where we left off. All right?
Sounds
All right.
good. We'll see you all later.
Very good.
okie doke.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So, Frank and Luke, you join the others at the center of the, or at the altar area. And so, how do you guys want to check in with your friends?
Anyone else found like weird crystals shaped like organs?
Brock goes, me found crystal organs. Me met giant snake, and giant snake said me should take it.
Pardon? You found a giant snake?
Yes, me found giant snake, me pet giant snake, me fed giant snake control darkness. Giant snake then said, take crystal organ.
Well, that's certainly something.
We didn't find no organs, but we found this pedestal that's got like a barrier on it. It shocks you if you touch it.
Yeah, we tried to see if there was a way to get into it, but at least from the both of our observations, we don't know what to do.
Luke, you do magic, don't you?
Luke?
Luke?
Lukester, paging Mr. Ravenman.
What's up?
Frank asked you if you do magic.
I practice, not too well versed in much of the other schools, however.
Can you try to disable this kind of barrier around this pedestal or something?
Don't really have anything in my arsenal for that.
As you say that, Hobrock, Frank, and Luke, roll me a perception check. Alright, I think we just need Hobrock. What'd you get?
Yeah, I'm trying to, first I'll go, I got a 16.
Okay. Hobrock, as you look at the altar, you see that the golems that are standing behind the thing in the barrier seem to have their hands held out for something to be put in them. Frank, you notice that the hands are...
Sorry
don't know
about that,
why-
all I did that by accident.
Yeah, Frank, you notice that the hands seem to be like just the right size for the crystals you found.
Well, I pull out the lungs and the stomach and I put it on the hands.
All right. So as you do that, you see that the hands start glowing the same color as the crystals.
Hobrak put the crystals into the hands of the other ones.
Brock does that.
And as they start glowing, you see that the barrier starts disappearing. It hasn't gone away fully, but it looks like it's going to take a bit for it to go away. As you do that, you hear clapping from behind you. Um, go. Well, I can't clap my hands because I have to hold down the button, but you hear a golf clap kind of thing. And from the darkness emerges the red-robed figure with a bull face, the bull-shaped tattoo on his face. Well done. I trust that you don't mind if I take the artifact for myself, do you?
Actually, we do mind. We are gonna take it ourselves.
Good. I was hoping you'd put up a fight. It's
Pick
And
up
I
the
was
artifact?
hoping to
Or no,
fight.
you said it's still dispelling, right?
Yeah, it's still, the barrier's still going down.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
need roll. Oh, yep. What were you gonna do?
I'm gonna stand pretty close to the artifact, and I'm gonna say, "I'ma stay here guarded, and then I'ma do what we did last time." I wink to the group.
Oh yes, Sergeant. Oh, that's a good idea.
All right. So now with that out of the way, go ahead and roll
Roll what?
Say
You
initiative.
gotta make that on.
initiative.
All right.
Is-
Initiative it is. Let's go.
all right, Frank got a 7.
I got a 12.
I got a. Hold up. This is a 7, 9. I rolled horrible.
I got an 18.
You son of a bitch.
How'd you get initiative? Or sorry, advantage?
Ooh.
was talking to
I
Cla-
don't know. Hold up.
All right, and
Let
what'd
me
you
look.
say? Yeah, what'd you say, Hobrock,
I
for
got
your
an-
initiative?
No,
Sorry.
I got a 9. Yeah.
Okay, and so Clyde, your initiative.
Says he has advantage on initiative. I don't know why though.
Must be one of his character traits or something. All right, good to know then. So you have an 18. Okay, so first things first, we'll have the sergeant be there, and it'll be Clyde's turn first.
Okay. By the way, I found the trait. It's remarkable athlete. I have advantage on initiative and strength athletic checks. At least that's
Oh.
what it says on my D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's I believe a fighter feature. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fighter feature.
Wow, that's kind of broke. Anyway,
Right?
nice one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, what would you like to do?
Can I go to attack him?
All right, let's actually measure that distance. And what's
Lovely.
your walking speed's 30, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't reach him with just that 30.
Could I dash and then get over there?
Yes, you can. You just won't have your main action to attack.
Yeah, hold up a second. I assume I can't use the other weapon, right? Because
Oh no,
I
you
know
can
that's like
definitely
a
do.
bonus thing.
Yeah, because it's a bonus action, you can use it. You're just using your main action to dash.
Oh, okay.
I-
So then, like, I can dash over there and then let's try to attack with my short sword.
Sure. Which spot do you want to move next to him to?
I can be like right in front of him.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll your hit chance. This is a miss.
12.
It was a good shot, but a miss. Anything else you'd like to do?
Let me see. Hold up. Wait. I'll just end it there.
All right, now it's Luke's turn.
These are all just scary golems, eh?
You're not fighting the golems. You're fighting the dude in front of Clyde.
Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. Interesting. Okay, 40 feet away. Did I have any bonded weapons? I don't remember if I bonded or not.
I don't think you're at a high enough level for your subclass yet. I think you're
yes,
currently like.
yes, I am.
Oh, you did.
It's from Eldritch Knight, not Wizard.
Oh, you know, I thought it was Eldritch Knight. I just thought you had were like evenly split currently, but okay. You
Oh,
probably-
yeah, no. I'll, Scheiße. I'll just move 30 feet closer and chill out.
All right then. You don't want to try casting a spell at him?
No.
Okay. So that means it's his turn. And you see him wave his hands and go, Zamorak, burn you to ashes. And I'm gonna need Hobrock and Frank to give me a dexterity save. 16, good.
Sweet, I have advantage on dexterity. Awesome.
Is that when you're raging or
No,
right now?
it just says I have advantage on dexterity unless I'm incapacitated.
Okay, interesting. All right, go ahead and roll then.
A natural 20 for a 22.
Not bad. All right, so the fireball just blasts right next to you, but you both managed to dodge most of it. So Hobrock, because you got a natural 20, you take no damage. Frank, you'll take half damage, so that'll be 13 damage, split evenly between 8 fire damage and 5 necrotic damage.
Alright.
And then as a bonus action, he'll attack Clyde with his scimitar. Does a 15 hit? Clyde, does a 15 hit?
Oh, sorry. Let me look. I believe it does. Or no, I got a 16, so it does not.
Yay. Alright, then he'll end his turn there. It is now the sergeant's turn.
Can I check on the progress of this barrier?
Yes, as you look at it, you see that it's going to take 3 full rounds for the barrier to be fully down.
I'm not gonna leave its side. But I'm gonna drink a potion because I got hurt.
Right, because you punched the thing, so go ahead and do that. If you want, there is a dice roller in roll 20.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a little dice
Where's
symbol
that?
at the bottom
Oh,
of
I
the
see.
sidebar. And if you go,
What's
yeah, and if you go, so if it's standard, like,
4
what,
plus.
2d4, I guess. Plus 2.
4 plus 2, yeah. So if you go into the bottom thing that says advanced roll, You can set the amount of dice and the bonus to it.
Plus 2d4 roll.
Nice. You heal at 7. I think you don't want to do anything else?
Nope, I'm just gonna stand guard at this thing, waiting for it to get down.
Alright, it's Hobrock's turn.
Awesome. Let's see, how far away am I from him?
40 feet.
Alright. So then I'll go on ahead and dash towards him to stand right here. And
Right.
I can't use my action or my bonus action.
Can't use your action.
Alright. Is this the same dude that made her kneel, or?
No, that was the other guy.
Alright, so she just gets close enough, and let me see what I can do as a bonus. Hold on. Oh, wait! I could have done this.
Next time.
Well, I could have used Adrenaline Rush as a bonus action to take a dash action to gain 2 temporary HP and use it as a bonus action instead of wasting an action. Can I do that, DM?
You know what? I'm feeling nice, so go ahead. So use the bonus action instead. You can attack.
Let me add extra 2 HP real quick. Alright, awesome. And now to attack. Another natural 20, 26.
All right, that's a hit.
All right, and now to what are my dice? D12. Here you are. For critical slash. Let's see. I rolled in for 8 for critical damage.
In total?
Yeah, in total.
And any bonus from your strength or anything, or is yeah. So it's 8. So is it just 8 from the dice?
Yeah, like 8. Like I rolled it as a critical damage, and the total came as 8.
Oh, okay. All right, that's 8 damage. That's
Yeah.
kind of sad as a critical hit.
Yeah, I know that's the sad part of it, but it's still credit. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to do the +6 there. So +6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. There you go.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you're not raging yet, though. Okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, no rage, no rage.
Okay. And is there anything else you'd like to do, or is that it?
That is it, because sadly I'm not at the level yet to have a second attack.
All right. It is now Frank's turn.
I was hoping to try out this new sword I found. I will gladly use it on you. I use my bonus action, so cunning action, I dash, so I go towards him.
Alright.
And because one of my allies is within 5 feet of the enemy, I can use sneak attack on the bastard. Oh, if I fucking hit.
Yeah, you did not. I'm sorry.
Wait, I loved my mastery of the weapon. Means I can use... Wait, oh yeah, I can still make it a part of my attack action. So I use my cutlass and try to cut him again. And 23.
Alright, that's a hit.
Alright, so that's... And now I use sneak attack. Where is it? That's 17 damage in total.
Alright, give me 1 second, because the frickin' thing erased my math and shit. Alright, so... 17 from that. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I would. You said drinking a potion is like a free action.
Yeah.
I quickly gulp down on a healing potion.
Ah, okay, good at call.
Fuck, how do you roll in the Roll20? So
Oh yeah, so there's a little sidebar to your on the left side, and you'll see a little dice thing on the bottom. Alright, and then you add +2 to that. So that's 8. Or sorry, that's 8 + 2, that's 10. Well, you healed up but basically most of what you took.
okay, nice.
Alright, now it is Clyde's turn. Oh, oop, what happened to my... Alright, there we go, everything's back to normal. Anyway, yes, Clyde... Oh yeah, before you start, Clyde, you all see the barrier around the artifact shimmer a bit. It's 2 turns left until it's fully visible. So go ahead, Clyde. What is your move?
I'm just going to try to attack him.
Very well. That is a hit.
18.
Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, the short sword misses, so just roll your rapier damage. Alright. Anything else you'd like to do?
Can I do action surge to try to attack again?
May. Just remember, you can only do your rapier attack that way. You do not get an extra bonus action from action surge.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Go ahead and roll your rapier then. That's a hit. Okay. If that is the end of your turn, it is now Luke's turn.
Alright.
Yeah, I think you have enough movement speed to get behind him.
Cool. Alrighty. Then we'll just full swing on him with the greatsword and see what we get.
Alrighty. Let's go gambling. That is a hit.
Alright.
Alright.
12.
Nice. Anything else?
Nope, go ahead.
Alright, I thought I heard a butt there, because I thought something else was coming.
No, I said no, go ahead.
Alright, yeah, so as you hit him, you see him snap his fingers at you. Make me a con save, please.
14.
You take this unholy blast to the face and take 22 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I was supposed to wait for you guys to tell me the results, but unfortunately, I can read.
Yes, but remember, people in the audience can't see.
Sounds like a skill issue, but okay. So
It
yeah,
can't
Luke, you take.
breathe.
All right, it's now his turn. And so he sees that he's surrounded, and he proceeds to rapidly attack each and every one of you. So get ready. Here it comes. All right. First one's for Clyde, which is an 18. So Clyde,
Yeah,
you
that
take. Oh, sorry. Yes. So yeah, that's a hit. You take 6 slashing damage and 14 fire damage.
Oof.
Hobrock, does a 24 hit?
I took my water there. Yeah.
All right, so you also take 6 slashing damage and 14 fire damage.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank, does a 15 hit?
A 15. You know what? I'm gonna parry that shit.
Nice. So you take no damage then.
Yeah.
And that's an 8, which is definitely not going to hit Luke. All right. That is the end of his turn. Sergeant, it is now your turn.
I'm just gonna be standing here.
Standing here, he realized. I don't know what he realized. Hobrock,
Menacingly.
he's just standing there. Menacingly. It's Hobrock's turn now.
All right. So first, I would like to roll. I would like to enter rage.
All right.
So let me enter rage real
Rock.
quick.
Oh yeah. Here comes
With
the
that,
damage.
so as Albrock gets hit and getting hit with almost half of her HP, she just starts holding on her stone axe and just goes. And I would like to also attack him, but using reckless attack, which means on my next turn, if he attacks me again, he has advantage.
Yep. All right. Let's see those hit. Let's go gambling again.
Oh my god, I got another natural 20.
Okay then.
Wow, that. Oh, wow. I had a natural 1 with one of my dice, though. I'm glad this is advantage.
Yep.
Alright, so first is my normal attack with the. Alright. So, critical hit. Ooh. Ooh! Okay, this is gonna be good. $29 slashing damage plus frenzy attack, which requires a duty 6 roll, but because of critical, that'll be a 4d6.
Oh God.
6, 12, oh my god, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21 in total, plus my rage that I forgot. I think it's a +2?
Yeah, I think it's still 2.
Yeah, I think so too. Let me look at it real quick. Hold up. Where's my feature? Yeah, and also that's a +2 in damage. So I don't know how much damage I did, but
It was a
holy
lot.
shit, I did a lot of damage.
Yes, you did a lot of damage.
So
You see that the only reason
wait,
he's still alive, but you see that he only survived because there is some magic armor protecting him. As a response, he then does the same thing he did to Luke to you. So roll me a con save.
Ooh, a con save. Let's see. Where? Oops. Hold on. Give me a minute because I closed the window down.
Dang it!
Oh,
Dang it!
Here it
Bobby.
is. I found it. Oh god, my dice. Okay. All right. So.
I'm dropping everything.
Ooh. Actually, I think I might have a good thing to my barbarian. 16.
All right, you only take 11 necrotic damage.
11? That's still
Yep,
a lot. Damn.
Yeah, well, it's 22 necrotic damage normally.
Okay. After that, I'll use my free action to go down on a
potion.
potion real quick.
All right, sounds good. You take care of the rolling for the healing. It'll be Frank's turn now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so I would like to use my bonus action to use steady aim, which I give myself advantage on my next attack roll, and I cannot move anymore.
Very well. Go ahead, roll your hit chance with that advantage. That is a 20. Oops, sorry, you're supposed to say it.
That is a 23 to hit.
Go ahead and roll that damage, you deal maker.
And because funny business of the light property, I'ma use my cutlass to slice again. And the net one, fuck.
Oh no. Anyway,
I rolled 2 natural ones in the turn, but one got destroyed by the advantage.
congratulations. All right. Now we're
Yeah,
back.
Yep. Yeah, 14 damage from the first attack. My bad.
Yep, already factored that in. All right. So, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So now it's Clyde's turn again. You see the barrier around the thing dissipate more, and you can start seeing a bit more clearly that what's within the altar is a staff. So go ahead and do your turn, Clyde.
Okay, I'm gonna try to attack him. Rolled a 16 for the rapier.
That is a hit.
Rolled a 19 for the short sword.
That is also a hit. Let's see some damage.
5 and 5.
Perfectly balanced. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
All right. It's your turn, Luke.
All right. I'll do the free action interaction for the potion of healing.
2d4 plus 2 if you're doing the standard.
That's 5. And then I will just hit him with the greatsword again.
Smash. That is a hit. Oh, sorry. Say the number, please.
18, and then damage is 13.
Would you like to do anything else before I put my foot in my mouth again?
No. Go ahead.
All right. It's his turn again. And you can tell he's looking pretty worse for wear now. But he turns to Hobrock, and he attacks her twice, and he attacks Luke once.
Remember, he has advantage with me.
I know. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
All right, that is 6 slashing damage and 14 fire damage.
Alright, because I'm in range, the slashing damage is half.
That's just so that'll be 17 in total then.
Alright.
And I'm guessing an 18 hits.
Yep.
Yep, so that is another 17 damage.
And Hobrock is down.
Yep, just as I thought.
The barbarian is down.
Alright, now it is time to hit Luke. For a natural 20 for a 26. Luke, you are about to take 12 slashing damage and 28 fire damage.
I'm down.
Okay, he'll end his turn there. Sergeant, you see both Luke and Hobrock get blasted down by this dude with his scimitar.
Okay. Can I attempt to stick my hand through the barrier now? Is there any way I can cheese myself into it now that I can see it's a staff?
Let's see. I'll need you to make me an athletics check.
An 11.
All right, you try your best to force your way in, but you instead get zapped for 11 damage. Sorry, I messed up. Not 11. Uh, 16 lightning damage. My bad. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm not gonna drink another potion, is what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, probably. I take it that's the end of your turn then? 10
After
healing.
I drink my potion.
Yes. Alright.
Yep.
So we now go back to Hobrock, so give me your death save. So just roll a d20 with no bonuses.
I rolled at 11. Oh
That
my
is
god. That's a pass, right?
That is a pass. So
Okay,
that's
cool.
one pass for you. Alright, now we go to Frank. Frank, it's just down to you and Clyde facing this guy head on.
And backing down. Again, I use steady aim. So advantage on my next attack.
Very well. That is a hit.
Alright, so scimitar plus sneaky. And because of light property, I attack again.
That is a miss. Oh, sorry. Say that number, please.
That is an 11.
I'm afraid that is a miss. You have
And
failed
also,
again.
you took 20 damage.
Yes, I have. Clyde, it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna just try to attack again.
Very well. Go ahead and roll your numbers.
$21 for rapier and 16 for short sword.
Those are both hits.
$8 for rapier damage and 4 for short sword damage.
As you do that, you draw blood from him past his magical armor. Seeing that, you see that his face frowns. You bastards are stronger than I thought. Damn it! And then you see him teleport away.
Ah,
Coward!
Damn it.
well, I guess I
But
don't
as
have to
you-
do this then. I was actually gonna say, DM, I completely forgot. I had relentless endurance as a feature.
Oh, god
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, which means if my HP goes to 0, I just have 1 HP instead of just going to death saving throw. So I'll just
Oh.
have that active now, and just to avoid death saving throw if I can.
Yeah. So yeah, as the guy teleports away, you see the barrier around the altar fully disappear, and you all can see the staff properly now. But meanwhile, Luke is on the ground in pretty bad shape.
I will take one
I'll
of the
pick up
healing
the staff.
potions I have and I just pour it into his mouth.
Luke, as you feel the healing potion go down your throat, you feel like Popeye as energy recourses through your body. Go ahead and roll the healing for him if you could.
That's 5 healing, I roll it and I roll 20.
Yep, okay. You get back 5 HP, Luke.
Nice.
Alright. So yeah, the staff is now available for you guys to take. Is everyone good?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, so the staff is right there, so I assume, Sergeant, you're gonna pick it up? Oh, he disconnected. I think he's having internet issues.
Probably, yeah.
Damn.
While we wait for him for a moment, Harbrock will just go on ahead and just pop up and drink her own healing potion as well, just to like regain whatever she lost.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and roll that healing. Sergeant, is everything good?
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I pick up the staff though.
Yeah, you disconnected for some reason. But yeah, as you pick up the staff, you see that at the top of it, it has the symbol of Zeros. But you notice that the staff doesn't feel right in your hands. You feel like there's something very wrong about this staff.
Think this staff may be cursed. It feels wrong.
Harbrock just finished drinking her potion. She looks over to you, Sergeant. She goes, wrong? How?
Sergeant would think for a moment. Can he describe it?
Yeah, as you look at the staff a little closer, you feel like you hear it screaming in your head, as though there are countless souls trapped inside of it, screaming in pain.
It feels like an entire cemetery's worth of people in my hands, and they're all screaming to get out.
Harbrock looks to the others to see what they think.
I believe we should just quickly get it to Tiffy before it gets us into more trouble.
Agree with that sentiment.
All right. So I guess you guys are going to start heading out.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd start heading back.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way out of the horrifying temple. Sergeant, for a brief second, as you're passing through the middle section, you feel like you see somebody watching you, a hooded figure who smiles at you. But the next second you look back to see it, it's not there anymore.
This thing's definitely haunted.
Anyway, you guys make it back to the surface. Tony sighs of relief as he sees you exit. Thank goodness you guys made it out of there okay. We tried to stop whoever it was who broke in, but he blasted the guards with fire and magic and other stuff. We couldn't stop him. I'm sorry.
Do not worry, we got the artifact.
As you say that, he looks at the staff and shivers. Ugh, that doesn't look right.
I was saying that myself.
Well, I guess I should ask, is the rest of the structure safe to explore?
Yep. But do watch out, there's a couple of... Well, not a couple, but a ton of bodies in there. So... if you're weaker on the stomach, just don't go there.
I see. Thank you for the heads up. I think we'll wait a day, let it air out before we start exploring it, and probably wait till we have more guards.
The giant snake, very friendly in there. Big snake. You pet it and give it food, it be friendly.
I see. I guess I'll let the people know when we start exploring it. I guess in the meantime, since you've helped us out quite a bit, I feel like I owe you something. So, firstly, let me offer you a place to stay for the night. Get some rest and recover yourselves. But also, I spoke to Terry, and we have set aside some money for you all, since you have done us a great deed of both digging up the ruins as well as, well, making sure it's safe. And he gives you all 1,000 gold pieces.
Ooh,
Thank
money,
you.
Money, 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 money.
Need for a job is nice.
Anyway, Tony would then lead you guys to a set of tents with some cots and whatnot in it. You can stay here for the night. Please feel free to rest up, and I'll have some good victuals to help you out. And he steps away, and a little bit later, somebody comes by with some decently cooked potatoes and some kebab skewers.
Hell yeah, kebab.
Yes, you got some chickens kebab, some beef kebab. You have, and then they also have some tomato that has been also cooked along with the other part of the kebab, and as well as some onions and peppers.
Kabrak will take one of each with one potato and just following Steve's advice, slowly eating.
As you slowly eat, you feel more satisfied with your food.
Although her table, I would like to say her tableside manner is still not right as she's eating with her mouth open, just
Few of the beef ones and eat them.
Sorry, repeat that?
He's having the beef.
Beef.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just want to make sure because background music playing on my end for Steam and back and forth with trying to make sure everybody's user volume is fine is just driving me insane.
Yeah, just give it some time. Slowly, the insanity will let you open your mind to him.
Frank takes some of the potatoes made in the kebab style and just starts munching on them.
It's all good stuff and satisfying. Anyway, once you're done eating, someone comes by to pick up the skewers and any kind of leftover trash and whatnot, letting you guys just enjoy a nice rest. Is there anything you guys like to do before we end things here with a long rest?
No, Hobrock will probably just rest up after taking a really good, decent beating after delivering that decently good beating.
You get what you receive.
Oh yeah, after Sergeant falls asleep, Frank would again say to him in his sleep, "You are from the future."
All right, Sergeant, give me another wisdom save. Ooh. As he whispers those in your ears, the magic of the glasses seems to affect it. You start to feel like you might be from the future.
Bubble around. Sergeant would be sleeping, holding the staff in one arm and the locator in the other, just in case someone tried to come mess with them.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do?
I don't think so.
All right. Then we'll end there with you guys taking a long rest, a very well-earned long rest. Sergeant, as you sleep, though, you see a figure in your dreams, hooded. He smiles at you and says, "Well, well, well. Looks like I might have a new toy soon." And we will end it there. So first off, congratulations to all of you. You leveled up. You are now level 5.
Hell yeah.
For those of you asking, for people out of home, why is it that we're leveling up so quickly? It's because our generous DM wants us to make sure we finish this campaign, not quickly, but with a steady progress and a speedy progress, so we can go back to campaign 4. So thank you, DM, for the lovely beat up and level up at the same time.
You're very welcome. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you all have a good night, or a good day, and for those of you in different time zones. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.